I will count from 1 to 3. And on 3, you will connect with the Archangel Metatron of Merkabah and tell me what frequencies you are in a contact with. 1, 2, 3.
First came to my perception a sound, a kind of metallic sound, simply like two pieces of iron would knock into each other. And in the same time, a feeling of something very deep down the earth. So like this sound would come from somewhere deep in from the earth. So it's not something that, I would have expected to come from the skies as being an archangel or something like from outside. It came from deep down. And as a frequency, as you asked, um, I don't have a number right now, just a feeling of something very white, and at the same time, like cold. This is the feeling that I'm getting right now. Something cold. And again, this sound of metal, iron.
You said white and cold? Or wide?
No, wide.
Wide.
Something very, yes, spread,
Wide.
like very
Okay.
huge, something very large.
Okay. Now, Claudia, tell me how you visualize Archangel Metatron.
I would say like an engine. This is what comes to my vision right now. Like would be that type of engine, not that type, something strange, something weird, like an engine with a lot of pieces, technological pieces in the middle. But outside of this engine, yes, uh, there are like kind of winds. I don't know how to say. Like when you see those pieces from an engine that are spinning around, it's like a turbine. I don't know how to say this word. You understand that
Turbines?
turbines, yes, that are spinning around and have a sense. It's not only one; it's something mixed, something combined. And the feeling that I get when I look at this, it's they're having a very important role of mixing and attracting energies from outside, but in a very complex way. It's not just one direction they are spinning around. There are more directions. This is the image that I have now.
Very well. The Talmud says that Metatron of Merkabah is the prince angel associated with the good of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Decode his etheric DNA and reconstruct his original form on tree. 1, 2, 3.
Now, when you read this, I had the feeling again, not only the feeling, but the image again of those engines, let's say, as I was telling you before, um, with those pieces that are spinning around. It's not only one, there are more. And now, when you said about that, came to my mind the feeling now of good and evil, let's say, mixed together in those turbines, in those engines. That's why probably I was seeing those complex pieces of engines, because they're mixing different energies and from different vibrations. And in the same time, when you said to look at the DNA, came an image of a person, of a kind of figure, very, very tall, very wide, and came to my mind that word, hierarch.
Hierarch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
comes being a very important being for the for this world, for how this world is shaped.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I have the same feeling of something cold, but in the same time complex. And it's like very subtle energy that it's like he's given different vibrations, he's offering different vibrations, different prints, vibrational prints to the people around, depending on what they need, on what their weaknesses are. From what I feel and I see, it's a being extremely intelligent and wide shaped and very clever, that type of
Mm-hmm.
person that he offers everything you want, almost everything you want. He can adjust his energy. He's like containing different vibrations, different frequencies in order to be ready to offer that one that a person needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's something huge, huge
Mm-hmm.
and complex. And if I would not give enough attention, it would be quite easy to trick me because the feeling is very subtle, from what I
Mm-hmm.
telling you. It's very subtle, it's like a pale of wind.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very smart, very clever being.
Mm-hmm. Very well, Claudia. What is the role of Metatron and how does it work?
What comes to my mind now, his role is to root the energies of the people that are coming into his circle of power, let's say. It's like he makes the energy of people that are trusting him to root more in this matrix. It's like he's a part of how matrix works.
Mhm.
His um, now when I was telling you this, I was seeing images, different kind of images of different people that some of them are trusting him a lot, are seeing him like a ruler of the rulers of this world. And at the same time, like I was seeing another plane, a second level behind this one, with people that are simply following um, the other ones. The feeling that I have is this person, is this being, is like the person that is the being, sorry, that is influencing the rulers, the spiritual gurus, masters, has a lot to do with people in high positions, and not only from the spiritual world, but mainly in this area, in this camp,
Mhm.
in this field of spiritual leaders.
Yes. What do you perceive or visualize about Merkabah?
Wills,
Wills.
wills, first of all, comes to me, but many is not only one. And the feeling is that they are spinning in different directions. Again, something in connection with this being. Um, Only that this, I don't know how to call it, this device, Merkaba, it's different in a way. It's not the same like I've seen to that being to Metatron. This is like the wheels on this device, let's say, Merkaba, are more aligned. This is the word. On that being, these wheels are looking to me more compressed one into each other. But here on this device, Merkaba, it's like they are more aligned, like would be on equal distance one from each other.
Mhm.
They're disposed in a different way, in a more easy to watch way, I would say, in a different way, and and in the same time has it gives me a feeling of creating energy and moving energy in the same time, but again in a complex way. But I don't know, I feel like saying that this device has the way it creates and moving the energy makes it in a more clean way, more clean. It's not that mixture that I was feeling when I was connecting to Metatron.
Mhm.
Mm. It comes to my mind also the word travel, like moving from one space to each other, to another.
Mhm.
Also this word.
Travel, you said, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, we'll see what else comes.
Mhm. Very well, Claudia. Metadron is sometimes called the lesser YHWH, which is
Hmm.
a sequence of the name of God Yahweh, used in the Hebrew Bible. Are Metadron and Yahweh related to any way?
Comes to my mind a big yes. Mm. And came also this word aspect, like, but not that Metatron would be an aspect of Yahweh. I have an image, very interesting image, like they would confound one to each other, like they are, I would say, shape shifting the figure, the face in my image now. Like one would be the other and the other would be the other one in different eras of the world, or depending on the projects they're running, depending on what they need or what they want to express to the world, or the frequencies from outside. But in the same time, I have as I was speaking now, I was having another image like they would still be like like a set of qualities. Like this Metatron would be more like a being that's running things from a technical point of view. So he's the person that are composing the vibrations, that are determining, the conditions in different projects. And Yahweh, the other being, is more like a being, you know, like a
Mhm.
being with more easy to detect um, DNA. When I was looking to this being, looks more like having very clear features of um, Draco reptiloid, like a being that we know already.
Mhm.
Um, I also have a feeling, a sense of feeling, very cold and mean entity. So it's something that I saw before, I felt, I sensed. But when I'm relating to this Metatron, comes a lot of, let's say, technology in some way, a lot of those technical features, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only that, also is a being, is a being, but with different characteristics in a way than the
Mm-hmm.
other one. So in the same time, I would say they are related. They can take place on each other when they need this, but in the same time, they have their own features, their own characteristics.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Metatron's cube is a term invented in the 1980s in New Age circles frequented by the esoteric researcher Drumvalo Melchizedek. Is there any connection between Metatron and Melchizedek's Metatron's cube?
Yes, when you're reading the question,
Mhm,
I was having a visualization with a cube. I don't know from the real, information was this all about, but this image that I was having now was a black cube. I don't know if it's in real how they claim would be, but this is my image now.
mhm,
Like a black cube made from something that's somehow black, but in the same time is shining, is something sparkle. But that's like an image to attract people, energies. And the feeling was like a device that has to do with attracting and blocking the energy from the people that are using it. I don't know in what way they are using it, but this is what I feel and see, because I'm telling you what exactly I visualize now. Like I see subliminal parts, so I see clearly essence of people
mhm,
that are somehow entering that cube. They are like swimming. This is the feeling that I have, but they are very soon blocked in those angles, you know, wide and moving from left to right on forward, and they are simply blocking in those angles of that inside part of the cube. Is a very strange image, I would say, but it's like they are blocking and have being forced to start once again the same race, and again blocking and again starting. It's like a no end circle, but it's not a circle, as I said. It's inside of a cube. So they are simply losing the energy, losing a lot of energy in this running, and with no end, with no result, with no positive, beneficial result at the end. This that was the image that I had to share.
Very well, Claudia. We finished the fixed part. We can start on the exploratory part. So let's see this black cube. When was created?
Um, First came to my mind that was created a lot of time ago, and but it was just not revealed to the public eyes
Mhm.
until recently. But it was already a part, a kind of piece already created long time ago.
How long?
thousands of years
Thousands of years. Was
comes
it
to my mind.
mhm. Was it created before Metatron or after?
Mm, I don't see any before or after. It comes more like belonging to him in somehow, or being created in the same time.
Mhm,
Um, because comes exactly like it would be in around him,
mhm. Was it like a helper or something like a tool to be
like a
used?
tool.
Mm-hmm,
Exactly, exactly. Comes like a tool, but that was also used in the ancient times.
mm-hmm,
Um, so this is what I perceive. It was used in the ancient times. Then for the same purposes, okay, so to extract energy,
mm-hmm,
and it was used more in front of the people. It was not hidden,
mm-hmm,
and then it was like took away from the sight of people around for a long period of time.
Why?
I
Mm-hmm,
comes to my mind now. Uh, this tool, this device, disappeared like in the same time when these beings, these entities, are no longer visible to the people. So in the ancient times, they were more like, being connected with the persons, with the humans in a more visible way. So they are seen by people. They are talking in a way they're more in connection with the humans.
mm-hmm,
And that was the time when also this cube was around. Then comes to my mind this getting in the shadow, let's say, also the entities, also this cube came along with a new era where
the new age
no,
trend,
no, no,
kind
no,
of? No?
no, no, no. I'm now a lot more in the deep in the old
But,
times.
okay.
I mean, in those times where they're not in a way visible by the people, by the humans. Um, until recently, until yes, until these centuries, or when we get to hear more about aliens, about UFOs,
Mm-hmm,
like they are preparing the again the ground for the people to get used to this idea that aliens are people around, are actually beings around us, and they will be visible at some point, like they are preparing the people now. Where for this reason also this cube was again out of the shadow and put in place, because now is has to do also with the planets, with astrology, with
mm-hmm,
the cycles of the earth. Like
mm-hmm,
it was a time of I don't know, many hundreds of years, where
mm-hmm,
they are not, but not allowed. But comes this word to my mind now, not allowed in a way to show up too much to the people. Like in old
mm-hmm,
times they were doing, where the people are making sacrifice to their gods. The gods are very easy to be seen, and sensed and perceived by the humans. Then came another 1,000 years when they are hidden, and now they're preparing us, they're trying to prepare us to get used again to this idea, to have a more direct relation with the people, mm, let's say, of other races. And
mm-hmm.
from this plan is part also this kind of tools, like this cube, trying to not trying, but actually succeeding to get more energy, because comes again with this new age era, as you said. in terms of opening of the people, of the humans now, to spirituality, to energies, to these subtle fields.
So they use this kind of spiritual opening to for them to get them
Hmm.
more connected
Hmm.
to believe.
To believe, yes, and to be attracted, yes, by them, mm, through this opening, yes, to spiritual things of humans. But in the same time, they are more vulnerable, let's say, some people, and they are believing everything that comes in this new age uh, field, let's say.
Hmm.
So it's easy, it's like an easy prey.
Hmm. So was it the black cube and Metatron kind of created the same time, you said?
Hmm.
Thousands of years ago, like they were kind of
Hmm.
created together,
Yes.
something like maybe an accessory to
Yes, a kind of,
Metatron.
yes, accessory, a tool. But
Uh-huh.
again, I have this feeling that was more in front of people, because I've seen like would be placed on a kind of temple, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
on a corner. That was the image that I got
Mm-hmm.
from those times. A
Mm-hmm.
cube on a corner, and the same times I see it spinning around on a very high speed, and being a tool of creating and attracting energy.
Is it this black cube made of what? And if it's made on the earth or from a different place, brought?
I have the feeling that it's made from different ingredients, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
that are found deep on earth. When you ask these questions, I heard again that sound that I told you in the beginning, coming
You're
deep
talking
down
about
to
those
earth.
engines, those turbines, yeah, in the
No,
earth,
that was when I
metal.
was referring to metal, exactly, to
Mm-hmm.
this
Okay,
being. But I don't know.
together.
It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know at what question. I told you that I was hearing some. So maybe on that one too. I don't remember, but I remember those sounds. Some like metal would stick on each other, and would
Let's go there
like two
and
pieces of
see.
iron.
Hmm. Let's go there and see how was created. One, two, three.
Yes,
Start with Metatron. Hmm.
uh, we're looking now for the cube from what's created, right?
The cube, the cube of Metatron is that comes all
Yes.
kind of together from the deep down the earth. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
connection between the two of
Yes.
them. Uh, so you said the Metatron.
Mm-hmm.
It's uh, cold, made has
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
metallic sound.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How was created the earth, or like how they started to create it to create that this machine? Sounds like a machine, yeah.
No, yes, kind of. I told you I have this feeling of being more like technologic, but not technologic in that way that we see now in the present times, different implants or
Mm-hmm.
devices. It's more like this being Metatron was being created in the same time almost when the matrix was created or soon after. It's like being a pillar, something, a
Mm-hmm.
very important structure, very important piece of this matrix
Instrument. Mm-hmm.
to be run. um, and again, I have this talking now about that cube. I have again this image deep down, and having that sound is very strong to my ears now. Is a kind of frightening sound, I would say. Something very, very low, low, very grave, very low, and the same time very penetrating. Um, it's like made of the energies that sound of the energies that are getting inside, the mixture of energies that are uh, getting inside from outside the earth, from the people, from what's created outside the earth. It's like balancing what's coming from outside and what it is inside the earth. It's a mechanism, equalizer comes to me
Mhm.
to say, equalizer mechanism
Mhm.
to keep in shape and to keep standing this matrix.
Mhm. I wanted to ask you if was created before the Matrix or after the Matrix, and you
Hmm.
responded. So
Hmm.
this Metatron and the cube is kind of together. They create more stronger energy. They are kind of collaboration. What?
Yes, this cube, when you were speaking to me, it's the cube, it's like yes, like a tool, like a device, but it's something that mediates, transmutes in a way
Mm-hmm.
the energies that are being trapped inside from the humans, from outside, from the subliminal parts, and makes it more reliable for the
Mm-hmm.
matrix, for himself as an entity, more attractable, more proper. Transformed
Mm-hmm.
for him to be really helpful.
Who created them? I guess both Metatron and the cube.
Um, it's uh, it's not whom, it's like they are who is created. It's like they are part of the creators. Let's say, like they
Mm-hmm.
would be not they, but this Metatron, this being specifically comes to my mind that is his a part of who created the matrix itself. And when I say this, I see like other beings is not only one. And in the same time, I have the feeling that is creation, a project that belongs to many species, including something with humans. I have this feeling with humans, with humanoids, but
Mm-hmm.
also yes, with this human DNA comes to my mind and my vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mixture. It's something like a, depending from what point of view you regard, you look
Mm-hmm.
at the whole situation. It's like if we live from a point of view from this species, it's a tool that helps them to get more energy for them to survive. If we, for example, look at this matrix from our point of view, can be like simply a game that helps us to experience in more complex conditions our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends from what point of view it's regarded.
Mm-hmm. What do they need the human DNA for this kind of project?
For a lot of purposes comes to my mind. One and most common is to simply for them to survive. So to have this infinite energy that a subliminal part has and can create with no exhaustion, no
Mm-hmm.
no without end actually.
Mm-hmm.
And for them this is simply bliss because they need it. At
Mm-hmm.
the same time, this those experiments of trying to mix the DNAs, so trying to get hybridizations more and more complex, more and more getting into these new structures, genetic structures, their own DNA. This is
Mm-hmm.
like again a very important part of them for them, very important because they are trying to get a lot from our own characteristics, but in the same time keeping sticking with theirs, those that they want to pursue, in time, maintaining their mind, their personality, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
but in the same time getting more permanent, infinite, as is our subliminal part.
So how people, like, what are the ways they connect, they give their energy to, let's say, Metatron or archangels? Or
Hmm.
it's too wide to ask this question, is too.
Yes. First of all, I saw two hands, put together and praying. This was the first image, but there are a lot more refined methods. I mean, I was having behind other images like
Mhm.
people reciting some words, some
Mantras.
rituals.
Mantras.
Yes, but not the type of mantras that we know. Something a bit different, like syllabs comes to my mind.
Hmm. It's like they
Uh,
use in yoga different syllab, different chanting different.
yes, some specific that these persons, that these masters, know exactly what produce inside a special vibration inside of
Okay.
the person. So this person is more vulnerable, more
Hmm. Open.
more open, more
Hmm.
easy to free up energy to let it outside of him. And at the same time, I was seeing communities, circles, these meditation circles, communities in a spiritual way that they are following the teachings of those hierarchs, archangels,
Hmm.
and they are creating a kind of egregore of their own community, and this one applies to everyone, to every each of them, in a
Hmm.
way that simply makes
They
them give their energy
vulnerable and they
more
can
easily.
easy to connect, to be connected with.
Hmm.
Kind of they open some little doors. Let's
Exactly.
say, yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
What happened in in yoga when they do the sound Om? What happens?
Again, I saw, what the image was like when is a nuclear bomb.
Hmm.
That came to my vision.
Wow.
No, but not in that way that powerful. The image was like this. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like something would sparkle in the middle, let's say
Mm-hmm.
this syllab, this
Mm-hmm.
chanting, and then creates like a reverberates, creates a kind of vibration
Mm-hmm.
around and makes different effects according to what encounters on its way. This is what I feel and what I see. You see,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on, it's like would come a kind of wind, a very easy wind, summer wind, and that comes to a place and meets different persons, different people on its way, and the reaction is different. So it's something not easy to detect, but because it doesn't come to my mind as something, let's say, bad or creates negative effects. I don't have this feeling. I simply have the feeling that creates an vibration, a
Mm-hmm.
vibration, and whose I don't know, influenced by this vibration would express things according to what
He believes.
that person has already inside. It's like a
Catalan.
catalyzer,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. That helps things from inside to express more easily in a better or not such better way.
So that vibration says that, kind of calms your brain because moves the liquid between your scalp and your brain. It kind of
Mhm.
balances your brain.
That's how they
S-
say.
Yeah, that's what they say
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
you calm down.
Hmm.
And and that vibration,
Hmm.
they they can use it depending on the person's beliefs,
Hmm.
or how a person cannot, I mean, how can you avoid being kind of that, the energy, the vibration being used
Simply
on.
not to be in that place or not using it or not when you don't know what is all about. Better to keep away from that because it's not something I was not saying that this sound is made and is going throughout thousands of kilometers. No, I was saying about that room or that, if one person has a headset on his head
Mm-hmm,
or, is not something that goes and influences thousands of people around.
mm-hmm,
It's just to be careful with this type of enchanting. Doesn't matter what syllab or stuff
mm-hmm,
or mantras, simply to be careful because if a person is not on that level to perfectly understand what's behind that syllab, better to stay away because that was the feeling when I was telling you the spreading of that vibration that can meet also people that are having a lot of issues inside to clean, to take care of, to
mm-hmm.
digest emotional stuff. They don't need
Trauma.
at all.
Mm-hmm,
Trauma is it. They
mm-hmm,
don't need to increase even more or to take it out in a brutal way. They need their own rhythm pace to take care of themselves.